Okay, welcome back, and this is my in-depth reading for a dear friend. This is video number 2, but I'm probably going to place this as the first one, as in my first initial thoughts on the cards. They were kind of changing as I got a download. Andromedalist had something to say. Azazel, I invited here to basically oversee the situation and give me advice as to how I should advise, because that's very important, especially when it's a sensitive matter. So as I said before, when something tragic or dramatic happens at a family, people make it about them. They don't concentrate on the person who has passed and making sure that they're honored, respected, etc. Taking care of the problem, however you have to process this death, whether it's making arrangements, getting together and separating things, whatever. And it also makes it more intense, obviously, when you're at odds with family, and now you have to be in the same vicinity to figure this all out. So I took some notes as I looked at these cards again. And one of the cards I wanted to re-explain was this card. This card here. Initially, I saw this card as more of like sending a message of getting out of something, and I guess that is very close to what it's trying to portray. But what it's really showing is victory. Victory over extreme circumstances. And that is in position 5. So, position 1 is where you're currently at. Position 2, we talked before about the cups. Position 3. Now, position 2 is your current influence, which basically means your current situation. Let's look at what number 3 had to say. Position 3, in relation to the position, is of course very important. Subconscious influences. This is in the position of subconscious influences. Underlying forces in the inquiry's life, mind, as well as your dreams and subconscious thought. I take that as a need to rest or a wanting to rest and not being able to. The Judgment card again, position 4. Secret desires and wishes. You wish, in a lot of ways, for the same judgment that's being put on you to be put on them. Because they're looking at you under a microscope and somehow making this situation about you. But they don't understand that it's about your relationship with these two very important relatives, and it has nothing to do with them. Or maybe to some degree it does. But in the end of the day, it's about those relationships, and they should know better and stay out of it. So yes, you want to make a hasty decision to basically kind of rile them up. It's kind of like you want them to be burned with the same burn that they burned you, but you're trying desperately to suppress that, obviously. So in the face of judgment, you will be triumphant, because this card represents victory. This card represents an ill-conceived plan, and this is in position 6. Represents future happenings in the inquirer's destiny. An ill-conceived plan, meaning if you're going to dangle a sword above your face, You want to make sure that the rope isn't frayed, metaphorically speaking. And it's also, I think, a card of just saying, don't get in a rush. Don't make a plan to take someone or something out without giving it a lot of thought. Because in a lot of ways, just like myself, I don't care whether you're friend, family, or whoever. I've given you 3 chances, and after that 3rd chance, if I really feel that you're wasting my time, I don't care if it is a sibling or family member that's close to me. If it gets to a certain point that you cannot be around someone or it's for your best benefit to not, you simply just have to do it. And it's a painful thing to do. It's not something that's done out of cruelty. It's done to set yourself free from the entrapment of guilt and bullshit that has built up in that relationship. And it's none of their fucking business. And I think that's one of the things that's going to come through is you're not going to be subject to their judgment when you're the only one that's in control. And I think what's going to be seen is just that. I think they're going to turn to you for leadership because I don't think that they're as in control as they think. They're a lot more weakened by this than I think they're willing to admit. Again, the scythe about to cut 7 down. And then there's news coming. Before you get ready to cut these people's heads off, wait for the news. Wait for that news. There will be plenty of opportunities for you to want to decapitate. Literally. That's the kind of anger you're probably going to feel. Don't do it. Don't give them the satisfaction. And it's almost one of those situations where you'll be very lucky if you don't say or do something that's going to get someone hurt. Magically or simply with our witch's tongue, which if you're like me, if you want to start spitting the truth to someone, you can destroy them just by telling them a few simple words. Guilt. This is in position 8. And I want to make sure it is in position 8. Influence of others. Yeah, perfect. Fits the situation perfectly. Influence of others, guilt. Fuck the guilt. You know, everyone has to be held to account. You hold people accountable. They don't like that. They want the free family pass card to be an asshole. You revoke that fucking pass. They can't handle it. Once they understand it, they will not judge you for it. It's just that they don't understand why. Even though they do understand why, in their own way. This is totally in unrelation to this, but I do feel that it'll come out of it because of this, that there's going to be this working relationship of 3. And then a celebration because something has been overcome and something has been solved and something has been put to rest. And it may not necessarily be a celebration in light of, but in regards to just your life, you're going to be on the happy path. But you're the one in control of that. And as I kind of try to connect with Andromeda, I say to myself, because Andromeda, he can do some things. He can really do some shit. He can toy with people's emotions. That's what I'm getting from him, is emotional manipulation, and to cause this feeling of almost like isolated fear in people. So that's currently what he has been called to do. This is in your favor because I'm not hearing or seeing that we need to reverse, undo, or have any kind of guilt for what occurred with him. Thank you, Azazel, for assisting me in this ritual as I try to grow closer to you in my path. And I'm so honored and so humbled to be able to do a reading like this. I really, at my point in magic, it's about helping others. I've done enough for myself. I can definitely take some of my time and help fellow magicians, especially because otherwise, what am I really doing with magic if I'm not doing something to help? Dark blessings, my friends, and you know who you are. I love you very much, and this is going to come and go in a way that I don't think you foresaw. I really feel that there's going to be some end game to it that's going to make you see the horizon in the end, and your respect should be restored. I think a lot of it depends on how you handle it. It's all you, and it's tough. And I feel for you because I've got a very similar individuals in my parts of my family who I know have those emotional problems, and they're hard to deal with. And you know, over time, sometimes you have to do what's best for you. And if it means that you only see them twice a year, then that's what you have to do, because you have to protect yourself. And it's a hard thing to have siblings accept when you say, I'm done, I'm not doing this anymore, and you're going to have some consequences, because apparently never have. And then you provide those consequences, and that freaks them the fuck out. So anyway, I hope that this reading was helpful. I'm going to post 2 videos, and I hope that you get a lot out of both of them. Dark blessings, my friend.